Hey, what's up guys, it's me on TV. So lately I haven't been reviewing Chainsaw Man on my channel, but I'm still reading it. And yeah, last week or so I heard that Chainsaw Man was actually gonna end. And it is, actually. So today, as of recording, is the day Chainsaw Man actually ends. And when I heard this news, I was really shocked, yet I wasn't shocked as much as I would expect myself to be. So last week or so, I made a prediction saying that we are either gonna get Chainsaw Man 2 or an anime adaptation announcement, because they said they're gonna announce something huge. So yeah, of course I was so sad because the announcement of Chainsaw Man 2 is, it's something you never see in Shonen Jump, like an announcement of part 2. Yeah, there was something like Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, which was like part 1 and 2, but the chances of it happening are very rare. So first things I would like you all to know is that Chainsaw Man won't be continuing in Shonen Jump. Instead, it's going to be continued in Jump Plus, which is still Shonen Jump, but it's not the same magazine. There's nothing much huge of a difference here, it's just that you won't be getting spoiled early on, and it's basically a win-win scenario for us, because if Fujimoto continued in the weekly magazine series, he wouldn't be able to draw all the 18 plus content which he always does, like gore and stuff. And since he's now in Jump Plus, he can draw everything he wants without anything holding him back. So that's a clear win-win situation for us. We still don't know if it's gonna be a weekly series or monthly series or whatever, but this is the best news a fan can get, with an anime adaptation announced. Of course, the anime is announced by Studio Mappa, who is doing Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, Dorohedoro, Yuri on Ice, and all that kinds of massive productions. So let's hope for the best of Chainsaw Man anime. So Chainsaw Man's last chapter, chapter 97. I'm pretty sure you all read it, because if you haven't, I'm gonna be spoiling you in this video. So please go and read it before watching this. Chainsaw Man chapter 97, as much as of a conclusion it was to Chainsaw Man's first part, it was more of a setup to what's more to come in Chainsaw Man part 2. The reveal of Makima in this chapter, like she was reincarnated in China, it's basically a setup for what's to come in part 2 of Chainsaw Man. In this chapter we get to know what Pochita's dream was, and we get to know what the Control Devil's dream was. Control Devil's dream was to see everyone equally and have a family and all that kinds of jazz. And not only that, at the end of the chapter we see Denji joining a high school. I'm not gonna lie, this was clearly foreshadowed. I don't know if I should be calling this a foreshadowing, but if you remember the Reese arc, the Bomb Devil arc, Denji and Reese actually go to school to study, because Denji has never been to school. And now at the end of the series, where he's settled, he has the Control Devil basically as his subordinate family member, a new family kind of thing, and he is going to high school. I mean, things are gonna get more relatable. One reason why I like Chainsaw Man is because Denji is one of the most realistic character ever, and him being relatable to in many ways to many people, now going to high school, that's gonna be, that's the best step for Denji's character. As far as what I think is going to happen in part 2 of Chainsaw Man is that there's going to be a time skip. That's a likely scenario. But because of the last reveal of Denji going to high school in the latest chapter, that might or might not happen. So I'm not just sure yet. But if there is a time skip, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like after Denji graduates the school, because if there is no time skip, they're gonna show what Denji does in school, making new friends and living the normal life he wants. And of course everything goes bad because this is Chainsaw Man, his friends die, everyone dies, and then the story begins. I'm pretty sure we all here know that part 2 is gonna majorly focus on the Hell arc, getting the Blood Devil and the Gun Devil so that Denji can somehow get Aki and power. I'm not sure how that's gonna work, getting Aki and power, because they're human, they're dead, just like how Makima is dead. So I don't know how they're gonna get Aki and power back, but I'm pretty sure Fujimoto can do it because he can do it. I know that. We're probably gonna see Denji's high school life. We're gonna see his relationship grow with Nayuta, if I'm pronouncing that right. It's Nayuta, right? That's a pretty cool name. And the Control Devil looks kinda like Reese, her hair, if you see, but it's like a bit Makima-ish. I really like her design, and I really think that she could be one of the best characters in the next part. And also with that, I think, since we all know that every shonen manga needs a cool side character like Sasuke, Yuno, or Todoroki, what I think is gonna happen is that since we don't have Aki with us, next, the character who's gonna take this cool character spot, I think it's Yoshida. He was introduced in part 1 but not given much of a spotlight, but I think if Fujimoto plays him right and introduces him to Denji and makes, have them more of a contact in the second part, I think Yoshida can really be a cool character and one of the main characters in second part. It's gonna be like Yoshida, Nayuta and Denji's life, and probably a few other main characters which will be introduced in the second part to keep things fresh. So that can be a thing. And also not just that, someone recently told me something very interesting regarding Nayuta. Once upon a time, Fujimoto, the author of Chainsaw Man, wrote a one-shot where the main character is also called Nayuta. And it exactly looks like the one in Chainsaw Man which we recently saw. Here's the picture if you want to see the comparison. The one-shot is called Yogen no Nayuta. And the other main character is called Kenji, which has the similar name as Denji and the same eyes as Denji, apparently. So we can see the amount of inspiration Fujimoto is taking from his previous work here. So if we look at his previous work, we'll probably get to know what he's gonna do in the next part. So this one shot basically tells the story of Kenji and Nayuta. Nayuta looks very similar to the one we saw in the recent chapter. Basically, the story goes as Nayuta is predicted to destroy the entire world by some magicians across the world, and she is basically reincarnated of a devil, as per they say in the story. It's not confirmed. She has some weird magical abilities that is capable of destroying the entire world. It's a good story between Kenji and Nayuta, as Kenji is the big brother of a reincarnated devil which he loves because of everyone loves the sister. And Nayuta, on the other hand, does not understand human speech as much as one should and doesn't know what's right and wrong. It's basically Kenji teaching Nayuta what's right and what's wrong and trying to raise her properly. So I can see this in Chainsaw Man Part 2, like the Control Devil overusing its power or doing something it doesn't know it should. Because the last time she was born, she was Makima, who did everything the wrong way because she didn't have anyone to tell her what to do, what's the difference between right or wrong. Because at the end of the day, she wanted a family, as Pochita said. So I can see Denji raising the Control Devil the right way, like Kenji. I can see this going on in, every few chapters, Denji teaching Nayuta what's right and wrong, of preaching the lessons of what they learned. That can be a very fresh start for Chainsaw Man. Denji taking responsibility of a life hands-on. And as far as what we're going to see plot-wise, besides the Hell arc and stuff, I'm pretty sure we are going to see the American Devil. If you don't know, Fujimoto has a Twitter where he posts his fan arts basically on Twitter. So there he posted something called The Fear of America, the American Devil. And that is basically, this is basically Captain America, right? So I can see Denji going to the America. to the US or to the other parts of the world to see and explore or maybe gather ways to go into hell or something. I can see an international arc as we predicted this international arc like when Reese, Kwanzi and all these assassins started to invade Japan. We predicted about this long back, and the more we go into the story, the more evidence we get towards it. So we can see an hell arc, and then we can see an international arc for whatever purpose, and hopefully we can see Reese, Kwanzi and all those good characters there. So that's all for today. I might not be much active on YouTube, so you can check my Instagram, which is a Chainsaw Man account apparently. You can check it out and you can follow me there. See ya.